Thank you very much for having me. Building the Future, I'm incredibly excited to be talking about the low-code revolution. My name is Charles Lamanna, and I'm the Corporate Vice President of Low-Code Platforms at Microsoft. And we're going to be talking about some pretty big changes that we're seeing in the industry and what it means for all of our customers. If we start by what's driving this revolution, what's causing our customers to go look and pursue low-code, it's because of a fundamental sea change that's happening in enterprise application development. And from the point of view of Microsoft, we really break down this change into 4 different categories. And each of these categories or waves on their own would be disruptive for our customers. But when compounded together and added on top of one another, are really driving fundamental shifts in how enterprises are approaching their development efforts. And that first wave is all about the changing workforce. What we're seeing is that there's a fundamental demographic shift. The expectations for technology and software at work are higher than they've ever been before. And in addition to that, there's experiences like mobile, voice, AI-assisted processes, things that maybe were cutting edge in the past, but are now table stakes even for line of business applications or standard business processes. And this workforce has not only high expectations, but are very digitally dexterous. They're willing to roll up their sleeves and solve their own problems with software and technology. We're starting to see people well outside of IT and outside of developers wanting to get involved in digital transformation. So this changing workforce is the first wave that a lot of our customers are encountering. The second aspect is that there's higher digital demand than we've ever had before. This is the second wave. Over the next few years, there'll be over 500 million new applications that will be built. This is more than all the applications built in the last 40 years. Additionally, 85% of organizations are struggling to understand their data, to get intelligence and insights from it, and over 50% of all information in office work could be automated with current technology today. So it is an automation opportunity, but is going unmet. So this demand is really at all-time highs for all of our customers, and we all know and are feeling this, and I'm sure everybody listening in to this conference and this talk are dealing with similar challenges for their customers and their partners. And of course, one of the big challenges that even if you want to solve this incredible digital demand and respond to the changing workforce by hiring an army of coders and developers, you couldn't. There just aren't enough developers out there. There's a 1 million developer shortfall in the United States alone. 86% of customers and companies that we work with on the Microsoft side are struggling to hire technical and engineering talent to respond to the surging demand. So there's just not enough resources out there to go build all these applications and processes and understand the data that people need to be digitally transformed, to be digitally native. And compounding these first 3 waves is something that is very recent, and that's the Great Lockdown. That's what the World Bank is calling the COVID-19 pandemic's impacts on the economy in terms of working from home as well as recessionary impact. And we're seeing that close to half of U.S. workers are now working from home. The U.S. GDP is projected to have contracted 6% in 2020 and around 5% worldwide, most severe recessionary period since the end of World War II. And what this really means for so many of our customers, particularly in some segments that are heavily impacted, is that you have to do a lot more with less. You have to be as efficient as possible. You also have to reimagine a bunch of business processes. Curbside pickup, telehealth, telemedicine, digital process. All those things are now key for everybody, and you have to respond and keep responding and transforming to survive in such a unique situation. So these are the 4 waves that are driving so much change with all our customers. And what the answer is not, it is not to teach everybody to code, to go make everybody in every company everywhere to be a coder and developer. That's not the way to do it. That's a very, I'd say, developer-centric worldview. Make everybody become like us and become coders to go solve this problem. The way that we get out of this and the way we respond to these 4 waves is by turning everybody in every company across the world into a developer with low code. We bring the development tools to the users as opposed to making users have to become developers. And low code is all about visual, graphical interfaces to create applications or automations or understand data. And it's really about if you can use Excel, you can use low code. And that's why Low code empowers every developer out there to go faster. Business users, so in finance or marketing or sales, what Gartner calls citizen developers, they can now go create their own solutions using these tools. IT admins and IT professionals can now go build very complex applications and solutions without having to be an expert in Kubernetes or Go or Node.js. And pro developers can just go faster, get more things done quicker. So all together, low code is really empowering all these different types of users to go a lot faster. And in fact, I'll make a bolder statement, which is that we view the modern information worker will require and need to be able to do lightweight development. And they won't do it by writing code, they'll do it by using low code tools. Much like how it's expectations that the modern information worker can use spreadsheets or word processors or send emails or do chats, they'll need to do some lightweight development. And towards this end, that's where Microsoft has introduced the Power Platform. Over the last few years, we've been building and maturing and extending the Power Platform so that whether you want no code, low code, or to be code first, you can go faster with these tools. And there's 4 main products inside the Power Platform. The first is Power BI, which is all about low code data analytics and data intelligence, business intelligence. Power Apps for low code web or mobile application development. Power Automate for workflow or robotic process automation. And Power Virtual Agent for low code chatbots and chat-based experiences. And if we go spend a little bit more time on each of these, we can see they're very visual, very straightforward, accessible to anybody, but can still build incredibly powerful and sophisticated solutions. Power BI allows you to drive a data culture at scale across everybody in your company to make people from IT, BI specialists, and end users all participate in their data transformation, data first culture. You can have hundreds of thousands of employees working together on data sets and reports inside of Power BI. Really amazing ability to unlock the data that you have inside every enterprise. For Power Apps, it's that low-code based experience to build those web and mobile applications. There's connectivity to over 350 different systems: SAP, Salesforce, ServiceNow, SQL Server, Oracle, DB2, you name it, it can probably connect to it seamlessly, securely, and without having to do data movement or data integration. And what we've seen is that if you're able to use PowerPoint and Excel, then you can use Power Apps to build incredibly compelling solutions. And even if you're a developer and you want to drop into JavaScript and TypeScript and .NET, there are escape hatches that do that all over the platform. So you can very easily get very sophisticated if that's what you want. Additionally, to go talk a little bit more about Power Automate and Power Virtual Agent, Power Automate provides API-based automation, AI and content-driven automation, and UI automation. It's one of the world's best cloud-native robotic process automation or RPA platforms, has a massive amount of usage across hundreds of thousands of different companies today, as well as a very large number of actions and automations on the order of billions and tens of billions every single month for our customers. And it supports the same connectors and the same dev extensibility I was just talking about for Power Apps. So if you have a process you want to automate and improve, Power Automate is a great way to go do it very quickly. In the case of Power Virtual Agent, using advanced, sophisticated artificial intelligence and natural language understanding, it makes it so anybody can build a chatbot. And these chatbots are great ways to engage your customers on your public website, or as well as engage your employees to help with help tasks or service desk requests and those type of things. So you can start to bring conversational experiences to all different parts of your business, both outside and inside in terms of how you engage. Really powerful stuff, which allows you to reimagine how you think about your digital solutions. And something that people always ask me when I go explore and explain these Power Platform products is, what's different now? Why is low code a big deal in 2021 when low code existed 20, 30, 40 years ago? And there's a few reasons for that. The first is that the proliferation of cloud services and SaaS products and the API economy make it so you can integrate your new solutions with all your existing infrastructure and application and data without having to move data or without having to write code. That's a game changer. That wasn't true even 5 years ago in the typical enterprise, but now you can go reach everything. People have an API strategy. It's really a transformational aspect for low code, and connectors are a core component of the Power Platform. Second is the emergence of artificial intelligence, mobile experiences, conversational agents has created a bigger app gap than ever before. So all of our customers have to respond to an incredibly high demand. And just like we talked about with those 4 waves in the beginning, what we're seeing is that to go build those 500 million new apps over the next 5 years, you're not going to be able to go do that with the classical developer tools. We have to rethink and reimagine what it takes to go build those solutions. And lastly, from a demand and technology perspective, is that we're seeing an incredible push to digitize and capture all the information from your business processes, because you want to get that precursor data to run AI and BI. If things are running on pen and paper, if things are being run through email and attachments or through chat, you can't put AI and BI on top of it. Gotta bring structure to it. Gotta bring workflow to it. Gotta bring business process and business intelligence thinking to it. And that's something that every CEO and CIO and CDO and CTO are thinking about right now, is how do you go bring data, AI, and BI to bear to really transform how your company operates. And this is what our customers are seeing. And what's great is the product itself can now be delivered through the cloud. We're seeing that the cloud delivery makes it possible for governance and collaboration in a way that didn't exist when it was desktop applications for low code, or that didn't exist when it was something that was installed on premise. Power Platform is cloud native. It's just a few seconds to sign up. You can have your first app, your first dashboard, your first bot in a matter of minutes. The ability to do that makes it possible to really reach everybody in a democratized way. And just going all the way back to what the PC and the spreadsheet did to democratize computing and democratize access to data, low code is doing the same thing through the cloud when it comes to development. And one of the greatest examples out there right now, which we really like, is T-Mobile. And for that, I'm going to have just share a short video from Satya that talks about that story.
In early March, T-Mobile had a massive challenge on their hands. They were designated as an essential business, so the company needed a way to keep a fifth of its stores completely staffed while prioritizing its employees' health and keeping them informed. In just 48 hours, 2 T-Mobile business analysts, Greg Soto and Matt McDermott, built an app with Power Apps and did all of that. Their app let T-Mobile employees share their work status, including if they were available to work and willing to work. Managers could see who was already working in a store and who was working remotely and who was willing to work but didn't have a physical store to work in, and use all that information to do that complex reallocation of staff. The solution allowed T-Mobile to keep retail associates employed, keep their customers, including the very important first responders, connected.
And that's such a great story because it really talks about how anyone can start to transform how the business operates in a very short period of time with those business analysts from T-Mobile building out that application experience. Another great example is Sterling Bank from Lagos, Nigeria, where there's an amazing transformation happening at a people level, at a culture level, which is producing great business outcomes. And I'm going to just play a short clip from Foyen from Sterling Bank to talk about what that journey's been like.
My name is Foyen Olajide Bello. I work with Sterling Bank, PLC, here in Nigeria. The first app I built came about from the request of a business user saying, we would like to put this Excel sheets on OneDrive. And I said, what we need to do is we need to build an app for this. And I built my first app using Power Apps. After that, people got to hear about the app and how quickly it was done. I'm like, oh, Foyen, I would like to build an app. So I thought to myself, why should I upskill myself alone? And why should every other person not know how to do this themselves? So I thought about the idea of Citizen Developer Academy. So the user group, we started with 2, and we started to grow in that way, and we're currently 1,200. And when they learn, they get so inspired, and they go back to their communities, they go back to their schools to start up local user groups there. So we'll have events, and most of the speakers will be male. That was what started out Textilers. We're currently over 300 women, all passionate about helping and supporting each other, using our knowledge in the Power Platform. For me, the Power Platform is not just another tool. It's actually a transformational agent. And I believe strongly that if we all get into this revolution, we'll get to a point where our whole country, Nigeria, will be totally transformed.
And that's just such an inspiring story, from a company to a region to the world through technology and the internet, to really just transform who can become a developer with Power Apps. And this is not something limited to just a few companies. It's really something that we're seeing across the entire Microsoft customer base. We're scaling and seeing adoption across some of the world's largest companies, with 86% of the Fortune 500 adopting Power Apps and 97% of the Fortune 500 adopting at least one of the Power Platform products. And a lot of this adoption is starting from a democratic perspective, where people who are in the business are looking to solve their problems, and they go and search and discover Power Platform and start to use it. And that's what's really special about the Power Platform, is just so many people can be involved in that transformation because of what low code represents. And they don't build just 5 apps or 10 apps. You end up with thousands and tens of thousands of applications, which are incredibly powerful to move the business forward, because they're built by the people who know the business best. And they also have a way for IT and devs to be involved as well. So a great story to bring together all the different parts of a company to make it be very digitally native through low code. And as we go think about the future for Power Platform, there's so much more that we want to go do to improve and enhance that low code experience. Things like increasing enterprise trust, more governance, more tools around our center of excellence so you can manage those thousands or tens of thousands of apps more easily. Additionally, we want to bring artificial intelligence everywhere, to every aspect of every app and dashboard and report and bot that you build. We want to go support remote work inside of Microsoft Teams in a very first-class way. So when you think about reimagining business processes for the remote worker, Power Platform is there and very easy to use. And the fourth is all about what we call fusion teams. It's a term popularized by Gartner, which is all about bringing professional developers and business users together to collaborate on a single project. And this is probably the most enlightened form of adopting low code, when you have business users or citizen developers working with coders and IT in concert towards a single solution, taking the advantage and skills of everybody that's involved. And last but not least is this idea of hyper automation. So making it so any business process or any part of your company, you can automate it and make it be more efficient, more cost effective, and provide better experiences to your customers, your employees, your partners, and your community. All of those really come together in terms of how we're thinking about the future. And one of the best parts of that is the remote work or Teams integration. And to show that in action, I'm going to play just a short video of some product capabilities.
More than ever, businesses are looking for ways to be agile and save time and money. Microsoft Teams is a rich platform for work, offering so much more than just chat, meetings, and calling. With Power Platform in Teams, it's also a place where anyone can develop simple yet powerful low-code solutions that simplify work right within Teams. Power Apps is a low-code app-building platform that lets you easily create, edit, and publish apps directly to Teams, allowing you to simplify work across any device. Now, anyone can benefit from AI-powered natural language-capable bots made right in Teams. Power Virtual Agents makes chatbots easy to create and scale across your organization. You can automate processes like approvals, reminders, and even robust enterprise-grade workflows using the Power Automate app. And turn your insights into action with a new Power BI app that lets you quickly find, share, and create data visualizations right within Teams. With Teams and Microsoft Power Platform, your opportunities to simplify work are endless, making it easier than ever to bring people together and achieve more.
And if we think about how so much of 2020 was spent, it was inside of Microsoft Teams working together and remotely. So making that first and best for Power Platform is one of our big focus areas. And the last item I just want to hit on is this idea that the Power Platform cares deeply about professional developers and coders as well. And we even think that the professional developer toolkit of the future is going to be a mix of these low code and code first solutions. So mixing Power Platform with GitHub, with Azure, with Visual Studio. And this stack is how you go fast and build the best possible experiences and deliver the most value to your customers and your business. So even if you're a coder, Even if you're a developer, low code is still for you, and we have a whole bunch of great tools and capabilities and integrations to make that true. So I want to thank everybody again for taking the time to listen in about the low code revolution. We're really excited about what this means, and we're really thankful that you took the time to join the session and the conference to learn about how we think about the future for Microsoft. And if you're interested in getting started or trying out more of the capabilities in the platform, there's a great bunch of links on the screen right now about how you can learn or connect with the community or just get started with the product. But I'd say from here, I'd say take it away and go explore what you can do with low code, whether you're in the business, whether you're in IT, or whether you're a coder. Thank you so much, and have a great one.